Hello and welcome to Idea TV Midday News. I am Chinatu Oji. We begin with the headlines. Federal government approves 68.7 billion naira for solar power projects. LASU staff unions begin indefinite strike with examinations disrupted. NCC hosts legal leaders to modernize telecom laws amid digital growth. South Africa eyes satellite internet deal with Chinese LEO provider. In health, FCT targets nearly 1 million children in 2025 malaria prevention drive. In business, Rwanda tests digital currency in move toward cashless future. In sports, Nigeria's Musa leads MVP fan vote race at 2025 FIBA Women's Afrobasket. Now the news in full. The Federal Executive Council has approved 68.7 billion naira for solar-powered electricity projects in federal universities, teaching hospitals and rural agricultural centers across the country. The initiative announced by the Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu is part of a broader 200 billion naira solar electrification plan aimed at improving energy access in critical sectors such as health, education and agriculture. The first phase will focus on engineering, procurement and construction of solar mini-grids under the Energizing Education Program managed by the Rural Electrification Agency. Institutions set to benefit include the University of Lagos, Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, Obafemi Awolowo University, University of Nigeria Nsukka, University of Calabar, University of Ibadan, and its teaching hospital, University College Hospital, as well as the Federal University Wukari in Taraba. The projects are expected to be completed with 7 to 9 months, building on previous successes in institutions like the University of Abuja and the Nigerian Defense Academy. The ministry says the broader 200 billion naira funding will also extend to agricultural centers of excellence and rural farm clusters supporting micro and small-scale agro-processing businesses in underserved communities. According to Adelabu, the solar program is not only about reliable electricity, but also about driving inclusive growth and boosting productivity in rural Nigeria. Moving on. A major disruption is unfolding at Lagos State University as staff unions have commenced an indefinite strike halting academic and administrative activities across its campuses. The strike, which began yesterday, July 31st, was declared by the Joint Action Committee comprising the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU, and the National Association of Academic Technologies, NAT. In a later address to the Vice-Chancellor, Professor B.M. Olatunji Bello, the union stated that the action follows unresolved issues with university management. The directive affects all staff across LASU's main campus in Ojo, the College of Medicine in Ikeja, and their paid campus, who are now instructed to withdraw their services and vacate their duty post immediately. The union leaders, including ASU LASU Chair, Professor Ibrahim Bakari, and SANU LASU Chair, Oluwaseyi Lawal, emphasized that the strike will remain in force until all demands are met. Development comes just days after students were scheduled to begin their second semester's examination for the 2024 and 2025 academic session. In another news, the Nigerian Communications Commission has conducted a 2-day high-level workshop in Lagos, bringing together attorneys general from across the country to strengthen legal frameworks and around telecommunications in the digital age. The event, which ended on Thursday, July 31st, was themed Building and Driving Synergy in Regulating Communications for the Digital Transformation of Nigeria. Declaring the workshop open, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi stressed the importance of a whole-of-government approach to harnessing the opportunities and managing the challenges of emerging technologies. He underscored digital transformation as a cornerstone of Nigeria's socio-economic progress. Key discussions at the workshop focused on streamlining multiple taxation, eliminating regulatory overlaps, and strengthening the protection of critical national information infrastructure. They were also called for a review of the Nigerian Communications Act of 2003 to reflect today's digital realities and create a more attractive regulatory environment for investors. The initiative reflects the NCC's broader commitment to building strong collaboration between the legal and telecom sectors, ensuring Nigeria's digital future is supported by a coherent and adaptive legal framework. Moving on, South Africa is exploring a potential satellite internet partnership with China as part of efforts to close the country's digital divide. Communications Minister Soli Malati recently held talks with the China Satellite Network Company, CSNC, a statement from developing a low-Earth orbit satellite space launch site. The mission, marking the 586th flight of the Long March rocket series, introduced several new technologies such as full process automation and supercooled liquid oxygen refueling. Minister Malati also met with tech giants Huawei and Honor during his visit to China, exploring ways to make smart devices more affordable. He concluded his trip at the 2025 World AI Conference in Shanghai, underlining South Africa's broad ambition to strengthen its place in the global technology and innovation landscape. We now go on a quick break. The news continues on the other side. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still RDI TV Midday News. Now the rest of the stories. In health, the Federal Capital Territory is aiming to protect 983,000 children under the age of 5 in its 2025 seasonal malaria chemo prevention campaign. This was revealed at the press briefing in Abuja by Lutomi Sodipo, State Project Manager for the SMC initiative. The program targets children between 3 and 59 months old, the most vulnerable to malaria due to underdeveloped immune systems. Since its rollout in 2022, the SMC program has grown steadily, reaching 689,283 children in its first year, 917,586 in 2023, and 939,729 in 2024. The 2025 campaign is already underway, with the first 2 cycles completed and achieving over 98% administrative coverage. The third cycle is set for August 8th to 11th. The campaign uses a door-to-door delivery model where trained community drug distributors administer a monthly 3-day course of sulfadoxine, pyrimethamine, and amodiaquine, known as SPAQ, during the peak malaria season from June to October. To improve reach, faith-based organizations are now also being engaged as additional distribution points. However, challenges remain, including poor house marking, incomplete data, and inconsistent application of national guidelines. Sodipo called for stronger government backing and urged caregivers to grant access to trained health workers and ensure children complete full dosage. Also speaking, Ihao Manzekwe, SMC program officer, stressed the need to combine the SMC intervention with other measures like insecticide-treated nets for full protection. Haja Zainab Ibrahim, program manager for the FCT Malaria Elimination Program, noted improvements in accessing children within gated communities and underlined the crucial role of the media in fighting misinformation and boosting compliance. In business now, in Rwanda, the National Bank is moving closer to the future of money with a new digital initiative. The bank has begun a 5-month closed-loop pilot to test the feasibility of a central bank digital currency, also known as CBDC. This digital currency, issued directly by the central bank, is designed to function as a secure and efficient complement to existing payment methods like mobile money and bank cards. It is expected to enable faster transactions, support offline payments, and underserved areas, especially during network or power outages. The pilot currently underway includes a select group of participants, central and commercial bank staff, merchants trialing offline transactions, and institutions testing USSD compatibility. The focus is on technical performance, user experience, and assessing legal and cybersecurity risks, as well as how seamlessly a CBDC could integrate into Rwanda's existing financial systems. The National Bank of Rwanda says 4 key drivers are behind exploration, enhancing payment resilience, encouraging innovation, and market competition. Speeding up the shift to a cashless economy and boosting the efficiency of cross-border payments. The trial is scheduled to wrap up in October this year. While no launch has yet been confirmed, the bank notes their result from the pilot will inform future decisions on a broader rollout system. This move marks another step in Rwanda's ambition to lead in digital finance and build a more inclusive, tech-enabled financial ecosystem. In sports now, at the ongoing 2025 FIBA Women's Afrobasket Tournament in Abidjan, Nigeria's Mojanatu Musa has emerged as the country's leading contender in the most valuable player fan vote. Musa, alongside teammate Amiokonko and Ezine Kalu, have been shortlisted in the 20-player list for the MVP honor as fans gear up to cast their votes ahead of the tournament's conclusion this Sunday, August 3rd. The Tigress forward has been instrumental in Nigeria's strong performance so far, posting consistent double-digit scores of 12 points in both the 92-45 win over Rwanda and the narrow 60-55 victory against Mozambique. She currently averages 13.5 points and 8.5 rebounds per game. Amekonko added 10 points in the opening match and 8 in the second, while veteran guard Ezine Kalu scored 7 points in the opener before delivering 16 in the next game, showcasing her experience on the court. The Triers joined in the MVP fan votes by top performers from across the continent, including Cameroon's Dulcie Fankam and Jessica Thomas, Egypt's Ranim El Jawadi, Rwanda's Bella Murekatete, and Senegal's Sierra Dillard and Ndioma Kane. Others include Mali's Sika Kone, Uganda's Jane Asinde, and the Ivory Coast's Kariata Diaby. While the MVP fan vote is not an official FIBA award, it offers fans an opportunity to show support for standout players as Africa's top women's basketball talents battle for continental glory. Voting continues as the knockout stage unfolds at the Palais de Sports de Techville in Abidjan. And that's all we have for you on Idea TV Midday News. But before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. We brought you news that the FG has approved 68.7 billion naira for solar power projects. We also told you the LASU staff unions begin indefinite strike examinations disrupted. NCC hosts legal leaders to modernize telecom laws amid digital growth. South Africa eyes satellite internet deal with Chinese LEO provider. And in health, FCT targets nearly 1 million children in 2025 malaria prevention drive. In business, Rwanda tests digital currency in move toward cashless future. In sports, Nigeria's Musa leads MVP fan vote race at 2025 FIBA Women's Afrobasket. Do not hesitate to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Enjoy the rest of our programs.